The word prana, there is no equivalent word in English, but we can say it's the vital energy. That which we call as the life energy is prana. Prana has 10 different manifestations in the body. But for the sake of understanding, we'll bring it down to 5. These 5 are referred to as 5 vayus or panchavayus. This is pranavayu, samanavayu, udhanavayu, apana and vyana. They're in charge of different dimensions of what happens in this human mechanism. It's an endless subject if I speak like this. I'm just trying to abridge it in a sensible manner. Taking charge of this. Yama means to control or to take charge. Pranayama means a method with which you want to take charge this panchavayus. Because how your body functions, how your mind functions, how the whole physiological framework, this human mechanism, how it functions, is determined by this energy. This is an energy, it is an intelligent energy, in the sense it carries a certain amount of memory. The karmic memory of the individual person is imprinted on this energy, so in each person, the prana functions in a different manner. It is unique to each individual. It is not like… it is like electricity. Electricity is not smart. It can light up the the light bulb, it can run the camera, it can, run the air conditioning, it can do million things, but not because of its intelligence. It does the same thing, always. Because of a particular device, a certain thing happens. But now I'm talking about, this will happen in future, that you may have smart electricity. It is not far away. In the next 50 years, you may have smart energy, that the energy behaves in a particular way. You can make it behave in a certain way because you can imprint certain memory upon it. So, this is an intelligent energy where a certain amount of imprint is there. Because of that, it functions in a specific manner in an individual person. That is going into an extremely refined form of pranayama where we particularly design something for an individual person because he's in a certain way. For that, to come to that level, it will need a general level of pranayama where it takes care of these 5 vayus. If one has a certain mastery over these 5 vayus, there is no such thing as physical ailment or particularly psychological ailment is out of question. If somebody takes charge of their prana, whatever may be the external atmosphere, whatever influences in terms of reverberations, waves, emotions, other kinds of pressures, doesn't matter what, psychological balance is 100% guaranteed for a person who takes charge of his prana, always. When I say balance, maybe most of you won't be medically considered imbalanced, but a whole lot of people are psychologically imbalanced. Suppose you have a hand. Suppose this hand simply pops up right now. It pokes into your eyes and it scratches you and beats you. If your hand starts doing this, there is a sickness, isn't it? At least your hand is sick. Let me not blame the whole person. At least your hand is sick for sure, isn't it? Well, this is what most people's minds are doing. Every day it scratches you from inside, makes you cry, make you bawl, make you worry. In so many varieties of suffering, it pokes your eyeballs out many times. Is it not doing? It is sick. Maybe in a socially accepted manner. but it is sick. So one who takes charge of his prana can be 100% assured his psychological balance is there, you cannot shake it. Physiological balance also is there, but physiological ailments may happen due to various reasons. One thing is there are infections and other, organisms who want to live. Yes, they want to live. Another thing is variety of chemicals and poisons and stuff we may swallow knowingly, unknowingly, and it can cause things. So physiological ailment is, I would say, 90% guaranteed that it won't happen. But psychological well-being is 100% guaranteed. If you're psychologically in an extremely good place, 10% of physiological problems are not even a problem, It's not even a problem. Most of the time, what little things that may happen to the body, that's not the thing. What reaction that happens in your mind is the big thing, isn't it? So, pranayama means you want to take charge of the vital forces. As I said, they have an intelligence of their own, each one of them. Either during birth, after conception, how they enter the newborn and how they leave the dead. In this, it clearly displays it has an intelligence of its own. One may not notice this unless they become very conscious about this thing. It's a world by itself, if you ask me. It takes a certain level of attention. The word attention may not go deep enough. I'm using the word attention because the other words are horribly corrupted. Awareness and this and that are badly corrupted. So I'm using the word attention, but the word attention is not suggesting what is needed. Just mental alertness is not enough. It has to become really attentive. If you make yourself like that, you know how these five are functioning.
There was a king in Ujjain. This is a king who was steeped in physical pleasure and he really living his life out. So he had a wife whose name was Pingala. Then Pingala said, if two hearts have fused into one, then this is how it'll be. So, on the next hunt when he went, he wanted to check this out. There was a king in Ujjain. His name was Bharatrihari. He's the one who wrote the Sringara Shatakam and later on wrote the Vairagya Shatakam. Sringara Shatakam is a composition of poems which are all about passion and erotica. Vairagya Shatakam is complete dispassion and renunciation. This is a king who was steeped in physical pleasure and he really living his life out. One day he went hunting and he shot a antler and killed it. When the antler fell dead, the doe, the female deer which was with it, refused to leave the spot. Risking its own life, it just stood there. This surprised the king. Instead of running for its life, it is just standing there to be shot. And in the process when this was happening, one of the soldiers who were hunting with him was bitten by a snake and he also died. When he died, his wife came and when they set him to flames, it was with great difficulty that they held her off the flames because she wanted to jump into the flames. So this just intrigued him. For him, his life was all about himself, his pleasures, his likes and whatever else. When he saw this doe and also this woman wanting to jump into the fire, this confused him. So he had a wife whose name was Bingala. So he was talking to her and said, today these two things that I witnessed somehow have set my whole mind into confusion. Then Bingala said, if two hearts have fused into one, then this is how it'll be. This is a natural reality. There's nothing amazing about it, there's nothing intriguing about it. If two hearts have really become one in their experience, this is how it will be. Very matter-of-factly she said this. So this further intrigued him, his wife also saying this. He has 500 women, he cannot understand this. So, on the next hunt when he went, he wanted to check this out. What he did was, he bloodied his clothes with animal blood and sent it back to the palace. And it was announced to Pingala that the king died, he was killed by a tiger. So when she got these bloodied clothes, she put it in a heap, she bowed down to it, then she did go and lie down on it, and she simply breathed her last, she died. When he came to know about this, it completely disturbed him so much that him whimsically trying to test her like this, and she actually gave up her life. And then he dropped his kingdom and he became a sage, and that's when he produced Vairagya Shatakam, a great work of poetry. This is the nature of the feminine. That consequence is not the important thing. That moment's passion and love is more important than what is going to happen out of it. The calculation of what's going to come out of it, if it comes, that's very masculine. Masculine is always thinking about the consequence. The feminine doesn't think about the consequence, it's about what matters now. What you think or what somebody thinks is not the nature of the feminine. What one feels is the nature of the feminine. Should it not be tempered with thought? Yes, it should be when it comes to material aspects of life. But when it comes to life itself, if you're not feminine, then you cannot enjoy it. So this is the nature of the feminine, that it is capable of going beyond itself. Only that which is capable of going beyond itself is eligible for a spiritual process. That which wants to protect itself is not eligible for spiritual process. The Shambhavi is something which can inflame the feminine in you. Because if you don't keep yourself aside, it cannot happen. It's not something that you do, it is something that you allow. That's the most beautiful aspect of Shambhavi is, you cannot really do it. Only if you allow it, it's like a flood. If you try to do it properly, technically, nothing will happen, because the practice itself doesn't do anything. If you allow it, then the innermost core, which is the basis of creation, finds full expression.
Don't create the expectations, there'll be no rejections. It's like, I throw a stone up, Sadhguru, I throw a stone up, why is it landing on my head? Well, that's how it works on this planet. If you don't want it to work like this, you must leave this atmosphere and throw the stone up, it just continues to travel straight up. This is how it works here. If you throw it up, it lands on your head. No? You are like somebody who plays solitaire, you know. Yes, this is like playing solitaire. This is just because you're like a person who wants to drive on the Mumbai street without knowing anything about the vehicle that he drives. You don't know how to drive, but you got into a car or motorcycle and tried to do… Motorcycle won't cooperate at all. First moment you'll fall, car is little easier, anybody can make it roll, you know, because it's on four wheels. So if you drive, then you say, Sadhguru, I'm driving, but there is so much fear, what to do? And people are dying on the street, what to do? Well, that's what will happen. So if you want to drive it, you spend some certain amount of time learning to drive before you hit the road, isn't it? This is also just like this. Before you start your life, you must spend some time learning something about this machine, isn't it? This body, this mind, how to use it, in what way it operates best. Shouldn't we spend some time? No, you just jump into life and as I create expectations and I get dejected, obviously unrealistic, isn't it? So, oh, if I don't create expectations, maybe I won't do nothing. That's not true. Anyway, you're doing something, isn't it? Even the bees and the birds and the ants and the elephants are doing something, isn't it? Whatever they can do, aren't they doing? So that's all you can do also. Whatever you can do, you can do. What you cannot do, you cannot do. So we taught you Isha Yoga to remove all the other nonsense. You understand? If you can look upon everything around you the same way, everything that you can do, you'll do. What you cannot do, you'll not do. What's the problem? That's how the whole existence is functioning, isn't it so? If you ask this planet to spin backwards, can it do it? So even Mother Earth cannot do, so what's the big deal? You are just a piece. Isn't it so? The earth is spinning like this, if you say spin like this tomorrow morning, can it spin? No. So what's the big deal? You can only do what you can do. So once you see this, your whole life will be focused on how to enhance your ability to do, not waste your time on silly expectations. Life will happen the way it happens, not because you desire. It happens because you're enabled in a certain way. Instead of enabling yourself, you're wasting your time in silly expectations of yourself. So, instead of spending your time building fancy expectations, spend your time to enable this one. What you're capable, that's all you will do, isn't it? Can you do something more? Can anybody do something more than what they're capable of? No. It is just that your capability can be stretched. Without stretching your ability to do, you're building expectations. It is just fundamentally wrong, isn't it? No? It's fundamentally wrong, isn't it so? Now I want to run 100 meters in 7 seconds. You shouldn't think of this. You should just work on your legs and your lungs and just run. Maybe, who knows, you'll run it in 6 seconds, who knows? Why are you worried about the time? You build your legs into as powerful a condition as you can build it and just run. Just for the simple joy of it. We don't know what will be the time. 21 minutes? So, don't waste your life in setting up expectations, because these expectations are not even yours. You're looking at your neighbor and setting expectations for yourself. It's a very, very silly way of building your life, because your expectations are not even yours, isn't it? I'm telling you, human mind is such. Let's say in Mumbai everybody had only one leg. You had actually two, but everybody has only one. They're all hopping around. You will also do that, though you have two. Because you're setting up your expectations, looking at people around you. So, there's no need for any expectations. Just enable yourself. Whatever the situation allows, we'll do. This is all you have to do. Build your body and your mind in such a way that you can use it to the fullest capability. So whatever kind of situations arise in front of you, accordingly you act, not the fancy way you like. You know, right now, we have started a whole different form of education in Asia called Samskriti. They have no formal education. They're just learning yoga, classical music, classical dance, Sanskrit language, English language, and martial arts, nothing else. These kids know nothing, but you come and see them absolutely like this, because we're just teaching them to use their body and their mind to the fullest capability. You will see by the time they're 18, they will be phenomenal creatures. Because your success in this world is just this. The physical world, the success is just this. How effectively can you use your physical body and your mind? That's all your success is. Is that so? That's all it is, isn't it? A little bit of knowledge you need, the damn knowledge is all on the net, you don't have to keep it in your head. It's all in the net. Unless you want to do some specific kind of activity want to build some knowledge, you can do that. But that also, I would say the whole education system, which is little over 20 years right now, can be compressed to 5 to 6 years if people are of a certain mental capability. And every human being, almost every human being except those who are impaired in some way, almost every human being is capable of this. If only you take off the silly expectations which are a crippling factor, because your expectation is if somebody is doing this, you want to do one step more, even if that's a crippled standard. You don't go about building expectations. You just work upon building your body and your mind to enable yourself that you can use it to the fullest extent. We don't know how you will use it. What you do in this world should be relevant to the situation in which you exist, isn't it? Action is always about the situation, not about you. If this one thing, if you get it, then there'll be no expectation. Simply you do what's needed. In a given situation, you simply do what's needed, that's all. If you're placed in Mumbai, you learn the stock market. If you're placed in Kanyakumari, you learn fishing. This also you do well, that's also you do well, that's all, wherever you are, that's all there is, isn't it? When we say Shiva, if you look at his life process, he went through everything that any human being would go through. He is many things at the same time. He is the most beautiful, he is the ugliest, he is a great ascetic, he is a family person, he is the most disciplined, he is a drunkard, he is a dancer,
He's absolutely still. Gods worship him, demons worship him, all kinds of creatures in the world worship him. Whatever we say about Shiva, you must understand, the very opposite is also the truth. He is the Bhairava, the most fearsome, one who is of quick temper and immense violence. He is also the most compassionate. He is the Sundaramurti, the seducer, a gallant lover and a compassionate, handsome and romantic being. He is also the Tandava Murti, one whose dance would destroy the very process of creation. At the same time, he is Achaleshwara, absolute stillness, one who does not know any moment. Shiva is a yogi who should not be named. To name is to limit and curtail. At the same time, the many names of his, the sum total of all these names is an absolute representation of the whole universe, all its complexities, a representation of all the unfathomable mysteries of the existence. If you can accept this man, who is a complex formation of every quality that you can find on this planet, if you can accept him, you have crossed life itself. The whole idea is to destroy your logical mind so that you open up to a different dimension of life altogether.
I've loved and enjoyed Western Ghats like very few people would have seen it because I've not only ridden on the motorcycle, I've trekked extensively in Western Ghats. Especially riding-wise, that Sirsi, that the Jogs, Hornad, that now all this, what is that, Kudremukh has become a mine and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But otherwise at that time, it was one of the most exciting places to ride. Fantastic.
Did you encounter any king cobras while you were trekking?
I have, but that time it was my dream to catch one king cobra because in Mysore region we didn't have king cobras.
Exactly.
So many times I trekked in that Sirsi, Shivamogga, that area. Sometimes I sighted them, but I never got to catch them. Once I was lying on a wedge of a rock which was like this, just about 2 feet wide. I'm lying here in the afternoon and I see a snake is passing by me, this thick, about maybe 14, 15 feet. It's just brushing my arm and going. Right arm is here, I'm not so good with my left arm. I don't want to try a king cobra with my left arm. I'm just saying my dream is just passing by not able to get it. After it passed, I got up, but then he moved
Yes, that's
quickly.
fascinating. And also we heard about your… in Kaveri, 13 days you spent in the water with just few tubes.
Above the water, not in the water.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sure, we have had the best time in our childhood swimming in the rivers and as you said, in the wells.
Very different from swimming in a pool.
Yeah.
And I personally believe that, in a way it has built a character inside us. We can't explain what is it, but…
Your connect with the nature, what it does to you, you can never really articulate what it is, but without it you're nothing.
So it becomes very important for us also to, to save Kaveri for the next generation because they can't lose that, this is one of the reasons, but they can't lose that childhood memories what we have gathered.
Yes. Even if the river is flowing full, forest is in full force, they'll be only doing this, They will see it on the screen. They think you're stupid that you climbed a mountain to see it, they'll see it on the screen. Okay? This is the unfortunate reality in the world. When I went and sat in the jungles, I clearly knew that there is something here which is far bigger life than myself, far bigger, magnificent life, simply buzzing all the time.
if you say this, people will say, oh, was it the insects? Oh, was the tiger roaring? Was the elephant trumpeting? What is it? No, life is just roaring. That is what a jungle is, that's what a forest is.